Hey, what is going on, Pisces? Butch here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I actually highly recommend it. It can be therapeutic. One of the things when I first started this channel, I wanted to like reach people. I wanted to make connections. One thing I didn't expect is how many connections were going to be made between other people. I see comments and people giving each other advice, people just being there for each other. Absolutely love it. So let's keep that rolling. We need more light in the world. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Pisces? What is going on for Pisces? All right, Pisces. So this is quick. This is a quick moving energy. Someone is coming in very quickly. I don't feel like you've met this person yet. And I feel like you'd know it if you did. Because we have the Fool. I mean, with that quick moving energy with that Knight of Swords, then we have the Fool and the Ace of Cups. It's love at first sight. I know I've said this before. It's not love at first sight. That I don't have an issue with that. I believe in it in the extent of I believe you fall in love with someone's energy. I believe you can fall for someone energetically right away. And it's not that it's not love at first sight. I just mean I feel like you're falling in love with their energy. You can feel their energy. You can pick up their energy. Because if you fall in love with, when you say love at first sight, I think of, so you fell in love with their looks kind of thing. But I've had this discussion. But either way, love at first sight. Because I feel like that's exactly what it is. I feel like you just fall for this person and you're not falling alone. I mean, I feel like it's for both of you. I feel like you've been waiting for this, impatiently waiting. I'll even say that for something that just inspires, something that just is different, something that takes you out of that mediocrity of life. We have the three of wands. You've been waiting for this. They've been waiting for this. And it's inspiring right from the very beginning. It's like I said, it's all happening very quickly. And even though it's happening quickly, I mean, I feel like it's fearless. Like there is no fear. I mean, there is a lot of unknowns here because it is someone you just met. But we're not afraid of the unknown. With the Nine of Swords in reverse, that sense of fearlessness. With the Moon card, we're not quite sure what's there, but we're We're not letting our imagination get the best of us. We're not imagining negative things. Sometimes when it's quick, we have this fear, this person could hurt us, this person, don't let them in, take it slow. None of those things matter right now. None of those things are going to be holding you back with this connection because it just feels right. And trust your intuition. I always say this about Pisces. You have an incredible intuition. You just need to learn to trust it. And this is something you can trust. You can trust in this feeling that you have with this person. With that High Priestess, it's that Pisces energy. Like I said, it's just like this energetic bond that you have with this person. Like you're just, if you think of two magnets and you have them 18 feet apart, and they could be 18 feet apart, they're not going to connect. But the closer you get, the more force you have against it. It starts pulling each other together, and because it's meant to be together. It's pulling itself into each other. And that's what I feel like with this. I feel like you're pulling each other into each other. That's what I mean by that energetic bond, is like you're just being pulled toward each other. And we don't have to fight it. That's the thing here. It's not something, there's no fear. With this person, I feel like you just feel safe with that Emperor, that Aries energy. I just feel like this person makes you feel safe. This connection makes you feel safe. And like I said, even though it's quick, I don't feel like, I'm only seeing positive things coming out of this. There's a lot of love here. I feel like you've both been saving it up for the right one. We have the King and Queen of Cups. Just a very mature energy. I feel like you're both ready for this. You both wanted this. There's so much love between the two of you, and you have so much to give. And I feel like you have someone now that you can shower that love on. This just hits different. Like I said, not feeling, sometimes we meet people, we would have to establish that trust, but I don't feel that here. I feel like this is something that we just go into and just nurture it. Being open and honest with each other, no hidden agendas, no barriers, no keeping each other out, just being able to fully engage in each other. Like I said, it's a very strong energetic bond. Inspiring each other. And it's evident from the very beginning, you're not walking away from this, or neither one of you want to walk away from this. And this connection just gets deeper and deeper. You feel like when you meet this person, you feel that depth right away. But just know you're only in the shallow end. It gets deeper. And it continues to get deeper. Like I said, a very strong energetic bond. I just feel like it's that feeling like, you ever been somewhere that you may, some people may feel frightened, or in a situation where maybe normally you would feel frightened, but for some reason in this situation, you just don't feel that. You don't feel afraid. It's almost like welcoming. Well, it is welcoming, but it's like the safe place. I see you guys moving forward. And moving forward in not only this connection, but moving forward in life, letting go of all the things that no longer do you any good, things that have been holding you back your whole life. This is a big moment. I mean, we have the Devil card, breaking those chains of the things that were holding you back, not feeling constrained in this connection. I know it sounds awful, but sometimes we're in relationships and we just feel like we're in a prison, or we feel constrained, or we feel tied down. With this, it's like that freedom, like breaking all the chains. We're just here because we want to be here. You know, and that foundation you're building with this person, I mean, we continue down the road here. We have the Chariot, that Cancer energy. You know, there's so much forward moving, and it is going to move forward, not only because of the love that you have for each other, the connection that you have for each other, the honesty that you have with each other, but it's the loyalty. You're both loyal to this. And I mean, we have some fire as well, so I feel like very, very emotional connection, very, you know, but just coated in a nice bit of sauce. You know, a nice bit of intimacy, you know, intense energy, that intimate energy. I always say coated sauce. I don't know why. A little sauce on it. But you have so much going on here. It's not just the physical. It's not just the emotional. It's not just the mental. It's all of it. You know, this is lovers, best friends, confidants. You know, someone that has your back, and you feel just free. Like, this is the love that inspires. Not just you, but everybody around you. They're gonna be jealous. And I see a lot of happiness here. You know, with the Sun card, I mean, it's kind of reminds me of that song, "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow." Well, this is tomorrow for you. The sun's out. You know, sometimes we don't get what we want in life until we're ready to get it. You know, because I feel like we change what we want in life. Things change. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's finish this out. Like I said, I mean, this is two people working together and building something strong. I mean, like I said, I mean, the energetic connection that you have with this person starts from the moment you meet them. Like I said, love at first sight. And it only, you know, like I said, I mean, we have the Hierophant, which is that strong union. I mean, I don't say this very often, but I feel like this is the person you're going to be with. You know, and I see a deep connection coming and building more and more every day with this person, to the point where I feel like, I don't want to say I hear wedding bells, but I mean, that might not be for everybody, but I do see this being a very committed relationship for a very long time to come. This may be your forever person. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Like I said, there's still some fear of the unknown, but it's almost like this person makes you feel safe, to the point where the unknown isn't fearful anymore. It's almost like we're excited to find it, to discover it. Like I said, when we meet people for the first time, even when we have these, you know, some people may fall in love right away with someone, but they still have these reserves because they're afraid. Because they don't know the other person, or with this person, like I said, the energetic bond just makes you feel like you know them, like you've known them forever. And that feeling of you were waiting for the right one kind of dissolves into the feeling that you were waiting for this person, and they've been waiting for you. And with this person, like I said, we have Aries. I mean, we have Sagittarius, we have Gemini, and Aquarius. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And we have some Capricorn as well. It is fearful. You know, when we meet someone, that's the thing in life. I feel like we may think we know what we want. And I don't mean that, I mean everybody. What I wanted at 16 is not the same what I wanted when I was 25. And I feel like we're all that way. And I feel like if we got what we wanted all the time, you know what I mean? I feel like we get what we want when we know exactly what it is that we want. And we're firm on it. And sometimes I feel like we have to go through some relationships, bad, good, you know, the ugly ones too. We have to go through that. You know, it's part of the journey. But like I said, some people at 16 want something different than they want at 25. Or some people want something different at 16 than they want at 16 than they want at 40. You know? I feel like you have a better idea of what you want when you're 25, when you're 30, when you're 40. You've been there, done that. At 16, you're new to the world. You're new to love. You may think you want certain things. Maybe you'll find out that those things don't matter to you as much 10 years down the road. And not to say you can't meet someone I know people that met people when they were 16 and they're still together. And they're happy. My grandparents met when they were 18 and 16. I'm not saying it ain't gonna work. I'm just saying sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of sometimes a little life experience, teaches you what you do and don't want. For some people, like I said, you could fall in love at 16 and be with that person the rest of your life. And that's awesome. Doesn't work that way for everybody, but that's awesome for you. And I mean, I know a lot of people that would want that. But my image hasn't changed to what I wanted when I was 16 to what I wanted when I was 25 or to what I want now. It hasn't changed that much. But I've seen some people that's changed drastically. I mean, one of my good friends, he used to go after, like, it was like a challenge for him, like the prettiest girls. That was his challenge, to get with the prettiest girls. And it was just, that was his thing. And then I remember he met this one girl, and she was, I don't know, I feel like it was more like it was a challenge with this girl, but he met this one girl, and she always turned him down, and he tried harder and harder and harder, and I feel like he just didn't give up. And I mean, I remember he finally, 2 years of high school, he finally got with her. And I remember they broke up, and he told me that he was done chasing all the pretty girls. And I said, why would you be done? What do you mean? He goes, because pretty girls are the meanest. Now, that's not me saying that. That's what he said. But, like, he based what he wanted, all he wanted was, he was after looks, Looks only get you so far. It really does. The physical is nice. I mean, it's a nice cherry on top. But we can't base a relationship on physical alone. I don't feel like it would really ever work. I feel like you have to have that compatibility on other levels, emotionally, mentally, even energetically. And if you don't have that, that's pillars of the foundation. If you don't have that, it'll never be a strong foundation. Now, not to say you won't find some person that's attractive. They may not just be society attractive. And what I mean by that is that person that everybody's attracted to. You may find someone that you're absolutely 100% physically attracted to them. And maybe other people that you know don't quite get it. That's okay. I feel like we're drawn to our own people. You know, I feel like that's a whole other story. I'm not really going to get into it because this would be a long ass video. I believe energetically you're drawn to people. That's what I meant by love at first sight in the beginning. I feel like energetically you're drawn to someone. You're attracted to them energetically, which makes the outer shell attractive to you. There's something in them that's drawing you in. And it's the outer shell that we see, but it's not what we're energetically being pulled to. That may not make sense to you. Sometimes I say things and my brain is working on a whole story and I give you the cliff notes. Sometimes the cliff notes aren't enough to get the whole story. But I hope you understand. I hope I make sense. You know, and another thing, like I said, with energetic, I feel like you can, the thing about energy is I feel like you can be drawn to people. I don't feel like there's a distance of how far energy can travel. You know, me and you, we're energetically connected. And some people in this community are from the other side of the world, but we're energetically connected. You know, it's just like your favorite musician, your favorite actor or actress, your favorite sports team, your favorite artist. You know, when you read, like for me, when I was young, I always connected with Shakespeare. Energetically, my energy matched with his. You know, or Edgar Allan Poe. And they were far before I was even born. But still, I feel like an energetic connections doesn't have a time. You know, it doesn't work on time like we do. It's timeless. Anyway, like I said, I could keep going on with this, and I say I'm not going to say anymore, but I keep doing it. Someday I'm going to do a video about it, maybe a chat or something, I don't know. See, I'm going to keep talking. Love you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.